Hello, mystical light beings, and welcome to another Lena Mystic video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lena Mystic, and I want to help everyone who watches these videos to get in tune with their higher selves, to get in tune with the biggest potential that they have in their life. So if you're here for a reason, and we're just gonna elevate together. This video specifically is for air signs. So if you have air signs in your rising, your sun, your moon, we gonna get into it, okay? This message is for you. And if you just happen to click on this video and you're like, how the heck did I end up there? This message is still for you, okay? So let's get into it. What's the energy? What's being aligned for us right now? I know that I wrote down some of the messages that Spirit had for air signs, and one of the biggest ones is don't lose sight of what's right. So this is more so about what's right, not what you necessarily want to do, but what's right. And don't be clicking out of this video because you're like, it's one of those messages, the real messages. It's one of them deep messages. Girl, I ain't trying to be deep. I'm trying to figure out where this money at. If you really want to bring in that abundance, you have to have an abundance mindset. And that's what Spirit is saying right now. So keep watching this video. We're going to do some healing together. Air signs, it is needed so that you can get rid of these blockages and you can open up your pathways to abundance and alignment and success and happiness and peace. And honestly, peace and happiness are two different things, but it's giving happiness and then peace, okay? So the first card that we have is the Star. That means that you're overcoming right now something in your life that hurt you. Maybe something someone said, maybe something your spouse said, maybe something a dream that you had in your life that you feel like hasn't happened. Doesn't mean it can never happen for you. But this message is saying, keep being optimistic. There's something powerful, beautiful, successful happening for you right now in your life. This healing is necessary though, right now. But if you're seeing this card and you're here during this reading, know that all the work that you're doing inside is going to reveal itself outside and outward in your life. The Three of Wands is saying that you feel urged to change something massive in your life, like a massive shift, a massive change. Some of you are feeling urged to no longer be in the relationship that you're in. This doesn't always mean to actually leave. This means to leave that mindset that you're sharing. So if you're at a job, you may feel led to leave, but sometimes you just need to be more honest about what's going on at this job, what's making you feel uncomfortable, if boundaries are being crossed, if you're being there too long, like if they're pushing you in the amount of hours that you're working, if you're doing more than your actual job is. These are the conversations that is needed for you to have in your life right now so that you can find more stability. Be honest, be forward, and do what you know is right. If you know that it's not right for your boss to make you stay extra hours, make that clear as many times as you need to. Some of you will say, I've already said something to my spouse. I've already said something to my boss. I've already said something to my mother. Keep saying it and don't stop until you know what's right is happening. Activists don't just stop because they're tired of telling people what's right. They stop when their job is done. So don't stop until your job is done. Keep saying what needs to be said. Always spread the truth and always spread light. So Three of Wands is saying you may feel pressured to leave, but you can choose to stay if you want to, but you must set those proper boundaries. The Empress is saying that there's a need for you to take better care of yourself and to listen to your intuition. A lot of the times the intuition will work better once you start taking care of yourself, once you start eating better, once you start being mindful when you are doing activities such as eating, drinking, vibing with people, just being intentional. Like, am I vibrating at the frequency that I desire to bring into my life? Because it's not always about like, is this the perfect frequency? No. What is it that you're asking for in your life that you want to bring to yourself? Because you must become that first to match that frequency. A lot of people tell me they want to change their spouse or they want to change their children. What have you changed in yourself to welcome in that energy where you can open up and allow them to become what you're looking for? You have to change yourself first, and then things will change around you. maybe you will change yourself and realize what you were begging for them to change about themselves wasn't needed. It was something in you that you had to change. Maybe you ask somebody to love you more in your life. How much love do you give yourself? How much time do you spend with yourself? Because you may ask these people to provide this thing for you all the time, and then you realize it was you who was lacking giving yourself that thing. So be mindful about that. The next card we have is a fiery climax approaches. This is why honesty must be your best policy, okay? Because with this fiery climax, you have to know what it is you are looking for in this discussion that's about to happen. There's gonna be a heated conversation. Somebody voicing their opinion, somebody telling you something, maybe even somebody telling you about who you are or telling you about yourself. And you need to know who you are. And you need to know what you're looking for so that you don't just let somebody put their burdens on you. The way that they receive you is not your problem. There's so many conversations and so many relationship dynamics that you're dealing with, air signs. And you need to assess how many of them are feeding you. How many of them are exciting you in a positive way? Some of them will excite you in a negative way. For example, this could be engaging in negative gossip with somebody that you necessarily know that you don't trust. You don't trust them, but you still engage in these conversations with them because they excite you when you're talking to them about these things. But we must be aware. Who are we talking to? What are we pouring into them? And what are they pouring back into us? Be mindful of the interactions that you're having, air signs. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, you are being told to be mindful of the interactions that you have with individuals. When the climax approaches, be aware of how you handle it and how you respond towards it. The next card you have is nothing is yet set in stone. So what you do now is leading towards something, leading towards what your future present moment will be. So everything that you are doing now can change or develop or feed into what it is that will be happening soon for you. Within the next 2 weeks, there definitely will be a fiery climax. This will either be something that you feel you can handle or you cannot. But because you're watching this video, you are getting a message to prepare, to know yourself, to know these other people around you, to be aware of the conversations you're engaging in, the relationships you're engaging in, and what they're pouring into you. You've been looking for something for a very long time, and a lot of you, I'm sensing that it's emotional. And you look for this a lot in oftentimes earth signs, but sometimes fire signs as well. And air and fire kind of feed towards each other too. So it's very fascinating to see that. And then air and earth work together pretty smoothly. You're really trying to create more peace in your life, but I'm not sure that's exactly what you're putting out. Like that's what you're engaging in. A lot of the times people will come to you and ask you to fix their life. And you love being a fixer, but that is not your only job. Right now, you're being called back to yourself to add more fun into your life. I sense some of you guys are bored, just bored out of your mind. I mean, you are used to being so exciting, so fun, but there's someone around you who's just a lot more boring. And I don't mean to call them boring, but to you, on an emotional level, it feels boring. Like I'm missing something. And you're kind of counting on them to bring more excitement because at one point in your life they did. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a friend. Right now what's needed is for you to create that in your life. Create the fun that you're looking for. Your commitment is being tested. So with you feeling like you want to leave or you want to escape or you need a break, ask yourself why. What is it that you're looking for? Because that break that you're taking, you may end up back in the same spot and not realize it was something in you that needed a shift, a boost. I'm seeing like someone who's trying to swing on a swing, but they've gotten to a plateau and it's like, I can't go any higher. I need a boost. And that's what you're looking for. There's been to be honest, it feels like stability, but the stability has grown boring because there's so much more growth that you want. So maybe you have things, for the most part together, but you feel like there's a level of growth that you do want to reach. And that's perfectly fine. A lot of people may tell you, oh, where you're at is such a blessing. And you know that. You know it's a blessing, but that doesn't make it any different from you wanting to grow. That doesn't take that away from you. You still want to grow. You know that you were blessed, but you want to grow right now. Don't let pride get in your way. It's okay to say, I am where I am and I'm proud, but I also still want to grow. You don't have to say, I did this, I did that, I'm good, like I'm set where I'm at. No, there's always some room for growth, some room for learning. And also when you're having these conversations with individuals, don't be closed to what they're saying. Be open to hearing it because it could lead to that boost that you're looking for. Set your course, know where you wish to go, have a plan for the right direction. So this is being very mindful, very intentional on where you want to go in your life. And we talked about that in the beginning of the reading, which I didn't look at all of these cards. I saw like the star and that was about it. But it's beautiful that this says, set your course and know where you wish to go. Because a lot of the times that's all we need to do. And I'm going to leave off on this card. I'm going to explain it. Do not drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. So once again, this ties into the message. It says, do what you know is right. Do what you know feels good, not only in that moment, but in the moments after. Do things that you know you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to regret this. Some of us, we consciously know that we're going to regret something and we still do it. Why? We must love ourselves better. Air signs, you must love yourself better. Do not drink the poison. Drink the elixir. Drink the medicine. You're already naturally drawn to healing. Let yourself heal. You do deserve it, regardless of any decision you feel was bad or not nurturing for yourself. Regardless of anything someone else tells you in your life. You are worth the goodness in your life. If you feel emotional when you hear that, know that there is something that you do need to heal, something that is coming up for you. I do have a book called Healers Break to Heal, the Guide to Forgiveness Workbook. It's not only about forgiveness, but it's about really healing what comes up for you. Recognizing, where does this trigger come up? If you hear from someone that you're a great person and you kind of just like, okay, or you're like, oh, please stop. If hearing your greatness or that you're good, or that you're beautiful, brings up feelings, write down that trigger when you get the Healers Break to Heal Guide to Forgiveness Workbook. Write that down in part 1. Write it down and then dissect it. Because this is your healing phase. You are ready to heal. And if you do want that book, you don't already have it, it's on Amazon, Healers Break to Heal, the Guide to Forgiveness Workbook. And it is also on my website, LenaMysticOracle.com. It's a great book, not only for forgiveness, but just healing and attracting more abundance in your life. You're looking for that abundance. You're looking for that increase in your life. Do the healing that is needed so that you can make room for what it is that you want in your life. If you truly enjoyed this video and you feel a friend, a family member needs to hear this message, regardless of their sign, do send it to them. That is a way you can bless someone else. But do not give too much more of yourself to everyone else, especially those people who are not grateful for it. You pour out so much, and a lot of the times you pour out into people who don't even appreciate you. Pour back into the people who do, because they're going to pour back into you, and that's what you need in your life. I love you so much. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. Bye.